Internet. It is Friday, November 22nd. I'm your host, Chet Siegel, and this is your Guyism Speed Round. You guys have asked me a ton of questions, and so now it is time for Chatting with Chet, with me, Chet.
Hold on to your hats, boys and girls. It's time to chat with Chet. Chatting with Chet.
Woo-hoo! Yeah! All of the shame I feel, so much shame, every time I dance like your monkey. Will you marry me? No, Trevor. I've never met you, so I don't think it would make any sense. Why is the rent so damn high? I think it's a basic issue of supply and demand. The demand for shelter is really fucking high because we're human beings and we require it. So the people who are in charge of the supply can fuck with us. An update in arts and crafts projects. Well, for yesterday's speed round, I whittled a dick out of a potato. I took a russet potato, which is a larger potato, and I peeled it, and then I used a paring knife to make the contours of a penis, and I used it in my sketch yesterday. So that's where I'm at, arts and crafts-wise. Maybe I'll have more next week for Thanksgiving. What's up with airplane food? I don't know. I'm not certain why they stopped making it like a regular part of the airplane experience. I always looked forward to it in my flight, and anyone who says that they hate airplane food is a fucking liar, because everybody looked forward to that moment when the woman came down with her little cart and handed you your tiny tray of like basically microwavable food, but everybody loves that part of the flight. About that mice situation in your apartment, I think they're gone. I killed 4 of them, and I haven't had a kill in weeks. And I keep checking the traps. The traps are still out. I still freshen up the peanut butter. But so far, it's pretty quiet. Favorite word that means something else in the UK, like fanny. And I think this is a British person because he spelled favorite with a U. I learned this one from the best TV show in the world, Frasier. But knocked up is my favorite one, because in the UK it means to wake someone up, and in America it means to make them pregnant. Also, tops and fingers. I just heard that on the most recent What the Fuck podcast. Apparently in England that means to feel up and to do stuff with your hands to vaginas. So it's a much more charming way of saying second and third base. What gift do you like for Christmas? I'm gonna say something really highbrow and really lowbrow, I guess. On one hand, I really want the iPad mini Retina because I think it would be convenient. I've never had an iPad and they look really fucking cool. On the other hand, I would also like heat for my apartment because it hasn't really worked for the 5 years that I've lived there. And I know that sounds really sad and pathetic because you guys know that I've had a mouse problem and now you know that my heat doesn't work. But yeah, I would really like some heat. Are you a lesbian? No. How did you make it so long without playing video games? I don't know, honestly. We had a console, but it was my dad's and he played it. Like I think it was under the like guise of he was gonna play it and make sure it was okay for us, and then like he got really obsessed with Donkey Kong for a little while and like kind of declared that no one should play them. Your favorite comedians? And I know he's from America because he didn't spell favorite with a U. Louis C.K. and Maria Bamford. I could listen to their albums over and over and over again. Oh, and Patton Oswalt. I mean, there are a bunch of comedians that I listen to, but those are the 3 that like I will listen to their comedy albums over and over and over again. All right, guys, that is going to do it for today's Guyism Speed Round. I have been and will continue to be Chet Siegel. If you liked what you saw, click that like button on down below. Shoot this link to a couple of your nearest and dearest. If you got questions for me, by God, ask them on my Facebook page. Or tweet them at me at Chet Siegel. Either way, dudes, they're going to get to me, I promise. Just make sure that you come back on Monday for more headlines that you need to know.